Okay, so I was wrong. It happened, right? So I thought it was going to be a Thailand versus Vietnam final, but instead we have Thailand versus Indonesia instead. How did we get here? To find out, check this out. First of all, thank you for all your wonderful messages laughing at me for getting it wrong. It's always going to happen, right? There's always going to be a few in the comments. Why you gotta be horrible? Yeah, okay, my prediction wasn't right, but whoever gets their predictions right every single time?
Hey, Nostra dumbass. Did the rapture come? I can't recall. Oh, in fact, I can recall, and it didn't, and you suck.
Yeah, I thought Vietnam were going to get to the final. So did everybody else. So did you. You thought Vietnam were going to get to the final as well, so it's not just me. But hey, Vietnam never got there, Indonesia got there, and Thailand got there. And for the third place playoff, Singapore will be playing Vietnam. So congratulations to Indonesia and congratulations to Thailand. And we will see who is now the ASEAN king. Even though you still have to win the most amount of titles to be the ASEAN king. And yeah, that would be Thailand still at this moment. So let's have a quick run through and see how Thailand and Indonesia got to this final. And then we will have another prediction to see who wins this final.
Come, let Zoltar tell you more.
Remember, if this is your first time watching one of the harcuscg TV videos, go below, click subscribe, hit the bell notification. Remember also, use the subtitles option down below for different languages. Okay, so to Thailand. So I think it's fair to say that Thailand didn't get off to the most convincing of starts, although they did beat Timor-Leste 2-0. After that, they then went on to thoroughly thrash Myanmar 4-0, and then a game with the Philippines that they marginally won 2-1. Now, I'm not criticising Thailand because I also got the feeling that the Thailand team were holding a little bit in reserve because they knew what was coming next. Of course, they went on to play Singapore and they did really well against a very strong and galvanised Singaporean team. So that's a great result for Thailand there. And then, of course, the big one came after that as they went into the semi-final. A 2-0 win against Vietnam, and it doesn't really matter if you think that there should have been red cards or there should have been penalties or the penalty that they got wasn't a penalty. It is what it is. Thailand won 2-0 and Vietnam really didn't have much to say in that match after it. Now, many of you know that I have a huge soft spot for Vietnam, so I do not want Vietnamese people down in the comments getting at me because anh yêu Vietnam, Vietnam vô địch, Vietnam cố lên. Okay, so getting that out of my system, please don't start attacking me down in the comments, Vietnam, okay? Thank you. So Vietnam versus Thailand in the second leg of the semi-final. And I have to say, I really expected more from Vietnam. I was so excited for Vietnam. I thought that they would come out hard, and they did. They pushed as much as they could, but they could not break down a brilliant defence by Thailand, and we ended up with a 0-0 draw. So the holders, Vietnam, they went out. Thailand then marched through into the final to play Indonesia. So how did Indonesia get there? How's that for a quick wardrobe change? Without a doubt, the most messages that I got for getting this wrong was from Indonesia fans. But if you check my previous video down there in the link below, I did say that we weren't really sure which Indonesia team was going to turn up. Now, I do know, of course, that Indonesia beat Myanmar 4-1 in the run-up to that, but it was a relatively new team, and it's a young team as well, so we didn't know how they were going to play on the bigger stage. And again, I think everyone could agree with that. Most of my Indonesian friends would agree with me on that as well. So congratulations to Indonesia for getting to the final. They started off against Cambodia with a 4-2 win. Everyone knows I have a soft spot for Cambodia, but they beat Cambodia 4-2, and then they marched on to the next match where they beat Laos 5-1. By this stage, Indonesia are looking deadly. Now, Indonesia went on to play Vietnam. Everyone pretty much expected that to be the end of the road for Indonesia, but they came out with a 0-0 hard-fought draw. Yes, Vietnam probably had the better chances, and yes, Vietnam should have won, but the reality is Vietnam didn't win, and it was a 0-0 draw. So Indonesia then went on to play Malaysia, in which they won 4-1. And for me, this was Indonesia stamping their authority on that group. As they did that, they went to top of the group and they qualified through unbeaten. Same as Vietnam, but better goal difference. So congratulations to Indonesia for that. Indonesia then went on to play the tournament hosts Singapore. Now, as I said before, Singapore riding high, great support behind them, a new Singapore, and I am delighted to see such a new Singapore coming through. And I think this really bodes well for Singaporean football in the future. However, a 1-1 draw in the first leg, and quite possibly the best... How would I put this? In my opinion, quite possibly the best ASEAN football match I have ever seen in all of my life was watching Indonesia versus Singapore. As it swung back and forward, swinging back and forward, Indonesia taking the lead, Singapore equalising, Singapore taking the lead from an amazing free kick, Indonesia pulling it back, a penalty miss from Singapore. My heart was in my mouth. What an amazing advert for ASEAN football. If you haven't seen that game, go to the Suzuki website and watch the highlights of that match. Without a doubt, one of the best games. But as we all know, eventually Indonesia came through despite an amazing performance from Hassan Sunny, a titan, a giant, a superman in goals for Singapore, but due to the red cards and the constant pressure, and let's be honest, Indonesia were the better team, and Indonesia came out victorious, winning 4-2 in that match, a 5-3 aggregate overall, which is absolutely amazing to see. So many goals, so many class goals as well, so many beautiful goals to see as well, and generally the tournament as a whole I think has been a massive, massive success. Although I'm not so sure about some of the refereeing, but maybe we can talk about that another time. Shin Tae-young at Indonesia has them playing some really fast-flowing football, attacking, defending well. It's going to be a really, really exciting and interesting final. Most of all, I hope that we do see a great final between two great teams going ahead against each other. Just before we finish the video, I want to give a special shout out to Myanmar, to Laos, to Cambodia, to the Philippines, who I was so excited to watch as well, and I think they're coming along. Overall, probably one of the best things to take out of this tournament, if you ignore the referees, the best thing to take out of this is that the standard of ASEAN football continues to grow. Indonesia versus Thailand, good luck to both of you. Who do you think's going to win? Let us know below in the comments. Who do I think's going to win? Oh, stop your clowning around. Thailand? I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't before. Share it with your friends. Enjoy the final of the Suzuki Cup, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. I don't want to be a thumb guy. I'm not a thumb guy. So